Hi, this is It's Going to Be Okay with Dr. Roseann, and I'm Dr. Roseann. If you don't know about me and what I do, feel free to join our Natural Solutions Parenting Group, and you can go to drroseann.com/group. It's free. And we have lots of things in there that support parents in their journey to make decisions that support their brain and behavior naturally. But all the things we discussed have science behind them. And I am talking about ways to cultivate flexibility in kids. You know, so many of our kids are dysregulated. I've got one, and all kids dysregulate at different times. And when they have problem solving skills, that is how they become resilient, that's how they become stress layers. And I really want parents to have tools, right? And tools are only as good as if you use them, right? My mom recently passed away, and boy, was she a shopper. And, up here in the Northeast, we have basements, and she had so many household items. It was ridiculous. Okay. And my dad was in shock at how many things, right? There were boxes of things that were unopened, right? And these things, like me, I whip everything out. I pull the china out. I use everything because they're only as good as if you use them. But my mom liked to keep them in their boxes, right? What was the point? I'm not sure, but she loved a good bargain. And I think that was part of it. But it's the same thing with parenting tools, right? Well, you can listen to this podcast, but I'm breaking it down for you. If you can't jump in and start using these tools, then you need to get your own help. You need your own therapy, and you need to understand what's stopping me. Maybe it's my own stuff from my parenting. Maybe my kid gets triggered. I'm triggered by my kid, right? Listen to the episode on co-regulation. I think it's one of the most important episodes I've ever done. And I feel like it really gets you to understand, what's going on. So let's talk about ways to cultivate flexibility in kids and focusing on problem solving. You've heard me talk about it. You heard me talk about combing skills. But how can we parent differently to make our kids be less rigid, more flexible? I want to just honor the fact that many of our kids are rigid and resistant. And I know how hard that is because I have a rigid and resistant kid that needed me to be an A game parent, just constantly reinforce and reinforce and reinforce that he's doing great as a teenager. So, I always want to let you know that when your kid's a little difficult in the beginning, the teenage years are usually better because you've done so much an investment, and then normal developmental stuff happens with those kids, that could be raised by wolves. And then all of a sudden they don't have those skills and they need you more. So the more we build the skills, the more confident they are. It's really pretty amazing. So let's talk about parenting techniques to reduce rigid behaviors and inflexible thinking. This is really important. You have the power, right? In the words of Adam Sandler, you can do it. You really, really can. You just need to shift your thinking. So you have to build a growth-oriented mindset. So we are a culture of scarcity mindset. I am in shock at how afraid everybody is. And people that have no barriers, whether it's like financial to, do our brain behavior reset program one-on-one, or, hop on an airplane, or, write a book, whatever it is, people are afraid. And 70% of all of our decisions are fear-based. But when we have a growth-oriented mindset, and we say like, wow, I look forward to that happening. I can't wait. I literally have been Neurotastic. Our line of supplements is coming out. And when I tell people I'm doing a line of supplements, I'm like, I am looking forward to having the #1 children's supplement brand in the United States within a few years. And I'm so excited about it. It's going to be so high quality. It's going to have just the most bioavailable forms of everything in it so that it works better. And it's the first supplement line that is really designed by a mental health provider for mental health, clinical issues and problems, as well as it's going to be a family supplement. You're going to be able to take it with your kid. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So August 2023, sign up on the website. And you could go to drroseann.com/magnesium for special offers that are going to only be available one time for a very short amount of time. So make sure you do it. But when we talk in the future, I can't wait for this to happen. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, I'm going to get an A on that test. It is very different. Like, I don't know if I'm getting an A on that test. Of course, you can't just say you're going to get an A on that test and show up. You got to study, right? Like, it's pretty awesome, right? And that's really important. So growth-oriented mindset starts with you. Positive language. You're going to have to think, people. Okay? Really important. Teach, plan, be skills. Okay? So when we are like, this is the only option, this is what it's going to be, when it doesn't go that way, okay, like you think you're getting to work on time, and then the highways, what's your plan B? It's ways. But you have to teach plan B skills. Okay, well, here, like I always say that I have plan A, I have plan B, I have plan C. I really try to plan at least 3 ways that something's going to not work out. It's why people come to me from all over, because I'm like, listen, it's my job to make this work, and we're going to make this work. The only time it doesn't work is when you don't actually do it, right? That mom, you know who you are. I hope you're listening to my podcast. She's giving me a hard time. But we have to teach those plan B skills. And when you don't model that, you're in distress all the time. So we have to do that. So you've heard me talk about it. You're going to explicitly teach problem skills, right? Go back and listen to the coping skills episodes. You're really important. They're short, they're quick. You want to listen, but you have to talk out loud as to what the solution is. You're going to get used to it. Like all the little things, like the Roseann brain. I talk out loud all the time. Like, oh, okay, well, they didn't have the gluten-free buns. What's the option? Okay. Then I hear my kids chime in like, oh, you could just grab some bread, mom. Like they don't even get bothered because they realize that sometimes our solution, accept what you can't control. Sometimes things are outside of our control. We don't need to freak out about it. And when we do that, we then instantly say, what are those plan B, right? But what are the options? You have to teach your kids to see options. And so those metacognitive components really are helpful. And you're not doing this in a way that's shaming or blaming. You're not going to get angry. You're going to be an A-game parent 85% of the time, right? Give yourself a little grace. It allows your child to see that, we can make new decisions, right? So that plan B, what other decisions can I make? What other things can I do? And the more we do this, we cultivate flexibility. If your kid is rigid, they are not seeing the solution. And what you have to do is you have to build around it to get them to solutions. It's easy with the mouth, as Tony would say, right? So it's shifting what you're doing from a nag reminder to role modeling and cueing differently. You are becoming the coach. I hope this was really helpful. We're going to continue this conversation about ways to cultivate flexibility. I have a great blog on it. And if you're looking for solutions, you can always go to drroseann.com/help for more solutions to help have a calm brain and a happy family.